Did you and Wayne have a relationship back in the day, or how did that song come together?
No, we actually didn't. When he was locked up on Rikers Island, Mac Main had called K Slay. He was like, "Yo, Wayne really, he really likes Pap, man. He wanna work with him." So I was like, "Oh shit!"
Wow.
Because Slay had called me and told me, and I tried to visit him on Rikers Island, but it didn't work out. I wasn't able to get in. You know what I mean? But I actually tried to go visit him because I wanted to talk to him when Mac Main made that call. I couldn't really get in the conversation with Mac to find out what was going on with that. Because he was like, "Yo, Wayne is a big fan of Pap. He wants to work with him." So I said, "All right, he right here in Rikers. Let me go talk to him."
Right.
That didn't work out. So that was it. I had met him one other time, but just recently, me doing these EPs every month, I just reached out to him, and he responded quick, man. And I got a lot of respect for Wayne because he did everything he said he was going to do, and that's very rare in this industry. Not only did he do the record, he said he was going to do the video, and he did the video when he said he was going to do the video.
Right.
100% a man of his word, and I just respect that. And then when you meet somebody, you get to really feel their energy. So I could just tell, like, it's a solid individual, man.
Yeah.
So we talk all the time here and there, you know what I'm saying, and chop it up, man. Great
He seems
dude.
like the kind of person who's just like permanently focused on rapping too. Like he just
think so?
He has such a hard time like turning it off. Like I just hear about him recording crazy ass amounts of music, and
Wow.
he just seems like such a natural. Even I was talking to a girl that he signed yesterday, and she was talking about just getting in the studio with him and how he just goes off without any hesitation, no preparation. She just made it sound like
definitely
incredible.
one of the GOATs. You know what I'm saying? When I thought nobody from no other region can rap that good, Wayne was one of the guys that I heard and was like, "Oh shit, I might need to rethink this." You know what I mean? goes ape shit on the mic.
Definitely. Shout out Wayne. We are on the West Coast right now, so I would be in error if I didn't ask, are you and Kendrick on good terms at this point?
Shout out to Kendrick. I haven't seen him in a long time. Shout out to Kendrick.
Okay.
That's all I can say, man.
That was a pretty funny beef in retrospect to look back on. That's pretty crazy. But he said, that you helped him out super early in his career. What was that in reference to exactly? This is way before you had any kind of issue.
Yeah, definitely. They came to New York, and I took them on a tour through Brooklyn. I took them to all the neighborhoods, all of the hoods in Brooklyn.
Wow.
Just showed them around for the whole day, and yo, this is Bed-Stuy. Yo, this is Brownsville. This is where I grew up at. Hung out, showed them love. I had a show in Long Island. I actually brought him out on my show, introduced him, and let him perform, and he killed it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm actually happy to see the success that he was able to make.
Right.
Coming from that, he was just like a upcoming artist at the time.
Right.
So I helped him out by bringing him out on stage and letting him shine, you know what I mean, and showing him through my hood.
And then he ended up returning the favor years and years later. What was that actually? Was that Summer Jam or was?
Yeah, it was a big mix up and confusion with that. You know what I mean? I really don't want to go backwards, man. I just want to say, man, shout out to Kendrick, man, and much success to him.
Fair enough. For sure. People, they could look it up if they want to see what happened, but it's a little lyrical back and forth. Yeah,
yeah, it was what it was, man. You know
for
what
sure. I mean? Okay, and I wanted to discuss this topic too, is that, you're coming out of Brooklyn. Brooklyn, we've seen a big uptick in terms of like New York City rap popularity over the past couple of years, but a lot of it is very, very street associated, even more so than like from your generation coming up. It was like, I'm sure you guys had all kinds of different shit going on in the streets, but it didn't usually make it into the music. These days with the drill shit and everything, it's like the street aspect of it is almost like it doesn't even really exist without all that street shit. Observing that, what do you think of it, and what would your advice be to any of these rappers who maybe are getting a lot of attention, but a lot of it is sort of built upon violence and issues with other people in the city?
Yeah, very confusing to me. It took me a long time to even get used to that, because I'm gonna be honest with you. Back then when we had beef, what you seen on the mic, it was nothing compared to what was going on. Like, we was warring behind the scenes. But you know what? We kept that off the record. We kept that off the cameras. Like, you was a clown for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? You was more real and respected if you kept that away from the limelight.
Right.
These guys are rushing to the limelight with this shit first, and as you can see, it doesn't end well. You got these indictments, these huge indictments coming up, and I would advise these guys, man, to don't move like that, man. Very foolish. You setting yourself up. Some of these guys have promising careers ahead of them, and they're throwing it away by trying to prove something to the internet, to social media. I don't think they realize the police also have an Instagram and a Twitter page and all of that shit. So when you're
Especially
showing
in
guns,
New York, bro.
you know what I mean?
Even before social media was so huge, New York City cops were all over what was going on online, MySpace, music videos, etc.
Forget about it.
A lot of places the cops are more lenient, where I don't feel like the cops are on social media as tough in LA. I don't hear about people getting wrapped up because of that stuff so often. But New York City, they want you locked up if you're flexing guns or drugs on social media, anything like that.
But they're doing the job for police. The police don't even have to work as hard no more. Only thing they got to do is look on social media and everything is there. Back then, it was an investigation. They didn't really know. The hip-hop cops hated me back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, I'm a great guy now. You know what I mean? I changed my life. But these guys, they got to do better, man. You're making it very much easy. Like, if you go into... When I knew... Everything changed. When I was a little younger, I went into the precinct. I had got arrested or whatever, and I went in the precinct. And everybody in the precinct had a laptop. I was like, yo, this shit is crazy. It wasn't like that before.
Right.
So they're watching that shit.
100%. And hey, if I was a cop and I wanted to apprehend people for crimes, I would probably be looking online, because it's like you're gonna find so much more information than what I'm gonna get a wiretap. I'm gonna, like the old school way of doing it, you're gonna sit outside in a van and listen to something. No, you're gonna fucking get a subpoena for their Instagram DMs, and then you're gonna go figure out whatever fuck shit they're into, because apparently most people don't have the self-control to keep that shit off of their iPhone.
They rush to show it on there, and you're hanging yourself, man. Yeah. You got a promising career ahead of you. Focus on it. Don't mix the street don't mix the industry with the street. Bad combination.
Yeah, I said to Hell the other day when I had him and JR and everybody on here, I said, all those years of listening to Dipset, and Dipset were, one of the premier gangster rap groups in New York City. I never one time heard y'all talk about who you were beefing with or who you had issues with, besides a couple times where it was another rapper. You had issues with Nas, you're talking about Nas, but you're not talking about the guy down the street. Now they talk about the guy down the street.
Right. The goal was to keep that shit out of the limelight. Yeah. Keep it in the street. That was our slogan back then. You know what I mean? And we lived by it. I'm not proud of that neither now, but I'm saying that's how we moved back then. Yeah. You know what I mean?
100%. Are you on the lookout for new talent? Is that something you'd really like to pursue?
Yeah,
like having a rapper under your wing?
Absolutely, man. Shout out to my brother Manson, you know what I mean? Downtown, E-Dub, the producer. Okay. All the new people that I'm working under me. And also I got some other real young artists that I'm working with too. Oh, yeah. Y'all gonna hear real soon.
That's amazing.
Definitely, man. I can't wait to get into that.
When's Remy gonna put music out? She hasn't put a project out since 2017. I was seeing she has a new music video out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but you know what it is. Remy's so rich that she doesn't like. She's just she's so rich, man, that she doesn't go that. You know what I mean? She's not like a starving artist. You know what I mean? She has so much money, man.
Is she loving mom life too?
Yes, that too. And she just did a movie. You know what I mean? Called Big 50. You got to go check that out. Okay. She I don't know if she let this out yet, but she just scored on another movie role. Wow. So she's about to shoot, and she's like the leading star. Yeah. And the one she just did, and this one right here, I'm not sure if she's leading star, but she just scored another big movie role. So like I was saying to you earlier, she's so rich, man, that she just does music when she feels like it. Right. And for a guy like me who's so passionate, I'm sitting there watching this shit, and I'm like, wow.
Right, because me going back through her YouTube and like just being reminded of how crazy her career was going a few years ago. Yeah. That just doesn't really happen that often. Like for,
it doesn't.
It's hard to blow women up in the rap game. It's hard for someone to go away for 6 years and come back and have people still care. And she was just, just to have that much success that late in her life, pretty amazing.
A lot of success, and I'm telling you, it's so natural, bro. Like, it's so effortlessly, you will be sitting there like, what the fuck? Right. Like, she'll just write a verse when she feel like, and it'd be the most craziest verse. You'd be like, you serious? Right. You know what I mean? So, she definitely has a project ready to go, but when she's going to put it out, I don't know, man. Like I said, she's getting money from a lot of other places.